They called me El Trovador.
Well, a man who has reportedly been arrested for stalking Taylor Swift was arraigned in criminal court today.
All right, a judge granted him supervised release, but now police are telling us a man has been taken into custody near Swift's home this afternoon.
Have you heard about the guy who is following Taylor Swift around? Travis Kelce, a star player for the Kansas City Chiefs, sure has, and man, he had a reaction. When Kelce heard about the person who had been making Taylor so scared and upset, he was really mad. Really, who could blame him? Don't worry, it wasn't all anger that made things so bad. You could almost hear his sigh of relief when he heard that Swift's stalker had been caught. He was really glad to hear that Taylor was now safer and that steps had been taken to keep her from being harassed again. It shows that even famous athletes like Kelce feel the same way we do about these kinds of things. Everyone should feel safe and secure, no matter how famous they are, right? But wait until you see how he reacts. Do you know what happened right before Taylor Swift's Eras Tour show in Gelsenkirchen, Germany on July 17th? Hold on tight because this is going to be a long story. It was said that this American guy had been making threats on social media against Taylor and her boyfriend, who plays football for the Kansas City Chiefs. That sounds pretty scary, doesn't it? The police found out about this, and guess what? They caught him, yes, they put him in jail. From what they told the Associated Press, things are getting even stranger. This guy, who is 34 years old, but whose name hasn't been made public, had a ticket to Taylor's show at the Vons Arena that very day. Do you believe it? The man planned to just walk right into the stadium like it wasn't a big deal. Luckily, the police were watching and arrested him as soon as he tried to get in. In the beginning, the police couldn't tell how dangerous this guy really was from the first things they looked into. They were able to quickly arrest him thanks to some helpful tips from the event organizers. Kudos to the event organizers for being so important in making sure everyone's safety. What did this person do after he was arrested? Well, a local court said he had to stay in jail for the whole time that Taylor Swift was in the city for her tour residency. In other words, he was locked up until July 20th. Yeah, I know this sounds really scary, but the police were quick to reassure everyone that Taylor, her boyfriend Kelce, and the 60,000 people who came to the show on July 17th were never really in danger. What do you know? When something went wrong, Taylor didn't let it slow her down at all. She went ahead and performed in the German city on July 18th, and then again for the final concert on July 19th. Taylor has had to deal with a stalker before, which is scary. There was another event a few months ago that was pretty scary. David Crow was arrested twice in 3 days for following our beloved Miss Americana around outside of her home in New York City. This is what happened. Crow was working outside of Taylor's apartment, so her security saw him and called 911. He was arrested on January 20th because he had outstanding warrants for not showing up to court dates for misdemeanors in the past. In line with what the New York Times said, "Oh, forget it." After he got out of jail, Crow went straight back to Taylor's house in New York on January 22nd. I mean, this guy has no nerve at all. He was caught again, thank goodness, and charged with 2 counts of harassment and 2 counts of stalking. Even though things are tough, it's good to know that the police are paying attention and doing their best to keep Taylor safe. But there's more to the story. Crow's case was thrown out the next month. Why? He was found to be mentally unfit to stand trial, so instead of keeping him in jail on Rikers Island, he was sent to a New York State hospital to get help with his mental health. The New York Post was told this by both Manhattan prosecutors and his defense lawyer. All charges against him were then dropped. It is important to note that Taylor has been very open about how her fame has made people afraid of her. It's a hard truth to face, but it's clear that she's doing her best to deal with it all while still doing what she loves, making music for her fans. Swift wrote in a 2019 essay for Elle that her fear of violence has spread into her personal life. Army-grade bandages that clot quickly are what I carry. They are for gunshot or knife wounds. There are websites and tabloids that have put online every home address I've ever had. When people try to break into your house too often, you start to get ready for bad things to happen. People in Tay's life are responding to this in a variety of ways. For example, guess who else had something to say about Taylor's stalker being arrested? Travis Kelce, Dad Ed Swifties. For those who don't know, Ed's fans found his pretty direct response to the news on his Facebook page and are loving it. Ed posted an article from Forbes on his Facebook page about the stalker's arrest about 5 days after it happened. He didn't hold back either. He wrote, "I love to know who this SBE is. That is a very rude answer. It's clear that Ed, like his son Travis, cares a lot about Taylor's safety and well-being, and fans loved this." Someone wrote, "Ed Kelce, the con artist and legend that you are." Someone else wrote, "At all costs, Protect Ed Kelsey. Ed Kelsey not only loudly supports Taylor, but he's also had the chance to spend time with her. In October, Taylor came to Arrowhead Stadium to watch a Kansas City Chiefs game and was seen hanging out with Kelsey in a suite. There are more people than just Ed and Taylor who have been getting close. Travis was seen with Taylor's dad, Scott Swift, at one of her concerts in Buenos Aires last year. Here's something interesting. Travis said on the Busin with the Boys podcast last month that his dad often hears online rumors about him and Taylor. Oh, and guess what? That's not what he does. He goes straight to Travis to find out if they're true. Travis asked, "Do you know what he'll do? He'll see some crazy things and wonder, what the heck is this? It will be something out of the blue, like a rumor about Taylor and me, and he'll be like, hey, what the heck are you guys okay?" What Travis said in response was, "Dad, get off Facebook, don't you get it?" That's how he searches. Ed really cares about his son's relationship with Taylor and always checks in to make sure everything is okay, just like his dad did. He may need to work on his internet skills, though. Travis Kelce felt strongly about the situation as well. He was very angry, but he fought to keep his cool and not let his anger get the best of him. In the beginning, Travis didn't call out the guy in public. It wasn't because he didn't care or wasn't mad, far from it. That was all. He didn't want to make things more difficult for Taylor at a time when things were already tough. He didn't want to bother her or make things worse, but Travis feels a lot better now that the stalker has been caught. He felt better when he heard that Taylor was safe, but he didn't tell anyone how he felt. Not public at first, it's clear that he really cares about Taylor's safety and well-being. One thing is for sure, Travis Kelce is Taylor Swift's rock-solid boyfriend. He will always have her back, right? After everything she does, he is always there for her and cheers her on. Kelce really admires Taylor and wants to be there for her, but it's more than that. He sees how strong and brave she is, especially when dealing with tough situations like the stalker incident. He admires how strong she is and how she can deal with problems with class and grace. Kelce knows that being famous and dealing with the problems that come with it takes a lot of guts. Watching Taylor deal with these problems with such strength makes him admire her even more. It's clear that he loves and respects Taylor, and he's determined to help her in any way he can. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the box below. To be the first to see my next video, click the subscribe button and the bell icon.